the WBO World Heavyweight Champion, soon to be IBF World Heavyweight Champion. 100%. He's coming home. He's coming home to Ireland. He's coming home to New Zealand.
Eddie Hearn believes Joseph Parker's mentality and timing are perfect for him to outsmart Daniel Dubois.
Daniel Dubois against Joseph Parker. Eddie Hearn is absolutely adamant that Joseph Parker will beat your man come Saturday. How do you see the fight? I tell you what, Team Parker are so confident, at least from what I've seen. Can we take much from that?
No, he should be confident. I mean, if he's a former world champion, he's done it at all levels, and they've trained hard for the fight, and he's a very good trainer, and they feel they've got the plan to beat the man, and we will see on the night. But so's Daniel, very confident. He's in a good place, and his team feel the same way, so we're going to get a great fight.
Hearn has weighed in on the upcoming heavyweight clash between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker, suggesting that the New Zealand fighter is poised to win the bout, despite the fierce competition posed by Dubois. According to Hearn, both fighters are in the prime of their careers, having reached significant milestones in their boxing journeys. While Dubois has been riding high after his impressive victory over Anthony Joshua in September, Parker has been enjoying a resurgence of his own, having conquered Deontay Wilder and Ji-Lei Zhang under the guidance of his trainer, Andy Lee.
The physique of Dubois, he's not bigger than Zhang. He's not as fast as Wilder. So Joe's faced all these things that Dubois has, but not to the same extent. You know what I mean? That's the great thing for Joe, that he's been in there with these big punches. He's been in there with these speedsters. He's been in there with southpaws. All of them probably do what Dubois does, but to a better extent. That's where his experience comes into play.
Despite the excitement surrounding the fight, Hearn is adamant that Parker's mental strength, focus, and timing will be the decisive factors in securing the victory. He acknowledges the potential in Dubois, describing him as a likable and charismatic figure with much more to offer, but stresses that Parker is at a point in his career where he has the ideal mentality to come out on top in Riyadh. Hearn's support for Parker stems from his belief that the New Zealand boxer is in the right frame of mind to take the challenge to Dubois, knowing exactly what needs to be done to secure the win. He continues by offering his unwavering confidence in Parker's ability to triumph.
I just think that Joe has got the mentality and the timing of where he's at right now in his life to win this fight. And I love Joe, and I think he's going to do it.
Spencer Oliver shares a similar perspective, acknowledging that Parker may enter the fight as an underdog, but noting the significant improvements Parker has made in recent years. He points out that Parker has gained size while maintaining his athleticism, ensuring that he can meet Dubois head-on without being overpowered. Oliver highlights Parker's determination to bring the fight to Dubois, rather than merely trying to survive, making this match particularly exciting as both fighters appear intent on testing each other's resilience from the very first bell.
Joseph Parker, what a fight that is. Joseph Parker probably goes in a 48 to 52% underdog in that one, but Parker's fancying this, man. He's put on size, you know, he looks very athletic with that size as well, and he said, you know, Daniel Dubois is going to start fast. They're going to expect me to start on the back foot. Well, guess what? I'm meeting him head on. Fire meets fire, and that's what we're going to get there. He's really up for this. The team are really up for it and all, as is Daniel Dubois.
Joseph Parker himself is also confident in his ability to finish the fight quickly. He has made it clear that while he recognizes Dubois' strengths, he firmly believes that his own finishing power will play a pivotal role. Parker has been preparing for any scenario, whether it be a quick knockout or a 12-round battle, and has focused on improving his endurance, power, and technique. This preparation, Parker believes, will allow him to capitalize on any opportunity that comes his way during the bout, no matter how long the fight lasts.
Doesn't matter if they're punches or not. When you have a great game plan, when you've done all the work, you tick all the boxes, you've done everything there is to be the best prepared you can be, we have no fear. When I say we, it's a team effort. I'm the only one in the ring, but there's so many people involved to get me to this point. No fear. Confident.
Gareth A. Davies shares his take on the fight, acknowledging the possibility that Parker may need to withstand early pressure in order to succeed. He believes that if Parker can make it past the initial rounds, the contest could become significantly harder for Dubois. However, However, Davies ultimately predicts that Dubois will secure a stoppage victory between rounds 6 and 8, citing the British fighter's relentless pursuit of a finish and his knockout power as key factors in his prediction. According to Davies, Dubois' ability to impose his power early on will be critical in determining the outcome of the fight.
Daniel Dubois is a wrecking ball right now. If Parker can weather an early storm, could be a very dangerous fight for Dubois, but I just think Dubois will get a stoppage round 6 to 8, and I'm pinning it to those fight, but I just think he's like an Exocet missile. He's going for victory. Dubois by knockout.
Yep, it's another fight where you go 52-48 in favour of Daniel Dubois. You just lean towards Dubois.
Zhilei Zhang has revised his opinion on the fight, now considering it a 50-50 contest. Initially favoring Dubois due to his knockout power, Zhang now sees Parker's adaptability and experience as strong assets that could tip the scales in his favor. This shift in perspective underscores the unpredictable nature of the match, where both fighters possess attributes that could lead to victory. Zhang's revised outlook reflects the uncertainty that surrounds the matchup, with neither fighter having a clear advantage over the other.
It's hard to predict because I think this is a truly 50-50 fight, and I like both of these fighters. I think if I have to say something, I'll tell Dubois to come down and don't be overlooking Joseph Parker.
Tony Bellew offers another perspective, confidently predicting that Parker has what it takes to overcome Dubois and reclaim a world championship. Bellew believes that Parker's ability to survive the early rounds will be the key to his success, emphasizing that Dubois thrives on confidence and momentum. If Parker can disrupt Dubois' rhythm early on, Bellew argues, he could shift the momentum of the fight in his favor. According to Bellew, challenging Dubois from the outset and preventing him from settling into a comfortable pace will be vital for Parker to seize control of the bout.
Joseph Parker, Daniel Dubois aside, is the most informed heavyweight in the world.
Yeah, both of them in great form, to be fair, yeah.
If anything, I think actually Joseph Parker is in better form than Daniel Dubois, because that spree of fights of Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang.
Yeah, great.
Let's just look at it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous because Zhilei Zhang was undefeated, in my opinion, until he faced Joseph Parker.
He's becoming a bit of a giant killer, Joseph Parker, really, isn't he?
He really has, and I've got to give
Daniel Dubois next on the list for him, yeah.
It's a potential, potentially. I just got to give him massive credit.
Peter Fury acknowledges that both fighters bring distinct qualities to the table, making this an especially intriguing and unpredictable contest. Fury notes that while Dubois' raw power is a significant threat, Parker's technical skill and experience could prove crucial in executing an effective game plan. He envisions an action-packed, back-and-forth affair where both fighters will have their moments, but the ultimate outcome will hinge on who can impose their will on the other. Fury's analysis emphasizes the uncertainty of the fight, making it a captivating spectacle for fans and analysts alike.
I think it's a great fight. I think it's one of them, which one do you want to pick? But these are the type of fights we all want to see, so I think it's a good fight. Definitely going to be watching it, and I think it's going to be exciting.
Adam Smith shares confidence in his fighter's ability to win. Smith highlights Parker's experience and mental composure as key advantages that will help him navigate the challenges posed by Dubois. While acknowledging Dubois' momentum and explosive potential, Smith argues that Parker's ability to remain calm under pressure and perform in big moments will give him the edge in a closely contested battle. His insight into Parker's mental toughness reflects a belief that the New Zealander's composure will make all the difference when the fight reaches its most critical stages.
So he's had one defense already, and he could easily have been allowed a sort of softer, second one. No soft touch here. Joseph Parker's in the form of his life. Andy Lee has been amazing for him. I spoke to Joe on my podcast a couple of days ago, and he is just absolutely bang up for this. He's put a bit of muscle on. He's got George Lockhart with him. He's got Andy Lee. He's got a great team. Obviously, one of the nicest people in boxing. Daniel Dubois has got the momentum and the confidence now. It's fantastic being around him. He came back from a holiday in Brazil, super sharp. I saw him on the pads maybe in his first or second training session back, and he looked incredible. So I'm really excited about that fight.
Nick Campbell provides further analysis, framing the fight as a battle of contrasts. Parker's technical proficiency versus Dubois' knockout power. Campbell believes that the fighter who can better stick to their strategy and execute it effectively will come out on top. He highlights Parker's wealth of experience against top-tier opponents, while acknowledging that Dubois' explosive power could be a game changer. Ultimately, Campbell sees this fight as a dynamic encounter where the winner will be determined by who can better impose their style on the other.
I think if you need to be honest about it, listen, Joe's a really good friend of mine, but if I want to be impartial and I want to pass comment on things and I want to, you know, I need to be honest about it. It is a 50-50 fight. I think you look at both guys' momentum. You know, like you just said, Dubois has been unbelievable in his last 3 fights, 3 big wins. You look at Joe, his last 2 fights, especially Wilder and Zhang, 2 unbelievable wins, 2 great performances. I think if you look at both fighters, they're both pretty opposing characters, pretty polar opposite really in their personality, the way they go about things, their journey so far.
Simon Jordan offers a more optimistic outlook for Dubois, predicting that his raw power and aggressive fighting style will overwhelm Parker. While he respects Parker's recent victories, Jordan believes that Dubois' physicality and knockout potential will give him the upper hand. He envisions Dubois dominating the fight through his relentless aggression, making it difficult for Parker to cope with the pressure. According to Jordan, Dubois' ability to overwhelm his opponents with power and force will be decisive in securing the victory over Parker.
No, he is. I mean, he's a top-class operator in all aspects, both in the ring and outside of the ring. And so you find yourself in a situation when you listen to Joseph Parker that there's not a lot of trash talking that goes on. He can have a go, and you know he did the other day in the face-off when he had a little bit back and forward with Daniel Dubois with Adi Oladipo on DAZN. But most of the time you get sensible conversation about him. He's very respectful. He's also a very good fighter. I just think that Daniel Dubois is going to be a step too far for him. I don't think it's a formality, but I do think that Daniel will win, and I do think that he'll stop him.
On the other hand, Chris Algieri takes a more measured approach, emphasizing Parker's experience and strategic mindset as the key to winning the fight. While acknowledging Dubois' knockout potential, Algieri believes that Parker's superior boxing IQ and ring intelligence will enable him to control the tempo and frustrate his opponent. Algieri predicts that if Dubois fails to land a decisive punch early on, Parker's technical abilities will allow him to seize control and win the later rounds. For Algieri, Parker's ability to manage the flow of the fight and execute a well-rounded strategy will be the defining factor in the bout.
It's a really tough fight for Dubois. Not an easy route for anyone in the heavyweight division, this new version of Joseph Parker. The guy's got a very good chin. He's got a great gas tank, good motor. He knows how to fight punchers. He's coming off of 2 humongous punchers in Wilder and Zhang. Granted, Wilder didn't fight the fight, doesn't look himself, but Zhang sure did. Zhang dropped him twice. Parker got up and outboxed him. He's a very, very capable guy in there, even a heavyweight. He's a big guy, too. People forget. Yes, he's a technician. Yes, he's kind of crafty and will outmaneuver you, but he's big enough, durable enough to deal with these super heavyweight guys and a big punch like Dubois. Very, very tough fight. Good matchup. We're seeing a guy who actually deserved the shot getting the shot. I like it.
Joe Joyce, who has fought both Dubois and Parker in the past, weighs in on the importance of establishing control early in the fight. Joyce believes that the fighter who can dictate the pace from the start will gain a significant tactical advantage. He notes that Parker's ability to avoid getting caught up in Dubois' aggressive style will be critical in determining the outcome. Joyce's perspective reflects his belief that Parker's experience and ability to manage the fight's tempo will help him weather Dubois' early onslaught and ultimately secure the victory.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like, obviously Dubois hits hard. He's come from like more, I don't know, he stepped up. But then also Parker as well. Like they've both come along and they've both like been in big fights. So yeah, I'm really excited to see who gets the win.
Dillian White also weighed in on the matchup. He believes that while Dubois' raw power could give him an early advantage, Parker's technical abilities and tactical approach will make him a difficult opponent for the British fighter. White suggests that Parker's ability to control the pace and frustrate Dubois' aggressive style will make the fight unpredictable. He highlights Parker's versatility and unpredictability as factors that could frustrate Dubois and give him the upper hand as the fight progresses.
That's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight. Credit to Daniel. Daniel's fight. He just said, if you want to go now, we can go. That's it. That's what it's on. He said, if you want to go, we can go. Bring him on. Daniel is doing amazing at the minute, man. Tough fight. He's not having no easy fight. Tough fight.
Martin Bacoli draws a comparison between Parker and Oleksandr Usyk, suggesting that Parker's superior footwork and movement will allow him to outmaneuver Dubois in much the same way Usyk defeated the British fighter. Bacoli believes that Parker's agility and ability to avoid Dubois' powerful punches will be key in wearing down the British fighter over the course of the fight. By employing a strategy similar to Usyk's, Bacol argues, Parker will be able to take control as the bout moves forward and ultimately secure the win.
That's my opinion. I think Daniel Dubois, it will be in the so
that Parker will take over and win the fight.
Jai Opetaia acknowledges the talents of both fighters and predicts that the bout will be an exciting and intense spectacle. Opetaia emphasizes that both Dubois and Parker are world-class athletes with distinct skill sets, making the fight a thrilling contest with no clear favorite. His take highlights the unpredictability of the matchup, underscoring that both fighters are capable of delivering a memorable performance.
What do you think that Parker can do to take advantage, perhaps maybe of Dubois' overconfidence coming into this fight? What do you think that he could do to mentally prepare so he could take that win? And
well, I don't think he's overconfident, man. All this press conference, all this, this is his talk. This is for you guys. You know, they're fighters. They're world champions. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. Don't let these words fool you. You know, they win world titles for a reason, and Parker's been there too. You know, I feel like this fight we're going to be the best. We're going to see the best version of both of them. So it's exciting.
Justice Hooney leans toward Parker as the likely winner, citing his superior footwork and speed as crucial advantages. Hooney believes that Parker's ability to avoid Dubois' heavy punches will allow him to control the rhythm of the fight and frustrate his opponent. His confidence in Parker's technical proficiency and boxing IQ reflects the belief that the New Zealand fighter will be able to neutralize Dubois' knockout power through superior movement and defensive skills.
I think Joseph Parker has what it takes to beat Dubois. He's got the speed, footwork. Just as long as he doesn't, stay in there and get caught up in Dubois' fight, I think he's got what it takes to, get those saddles.
Dave Allen also weighs in on the fight, emphasizing Parker's experience and tactical skill as key factors that will help him overcome Dubois. While acknowledging Dubois' knockout potential, Allen suggests that power alone will not be enough to defeat someone as skilled and experienced as Parker. He believes that as the fight progresses, Dubois may struggle to maintain his explosive energy, allowing Parker to take control and use his composure to secure the victory.
I used to be known as one of the hardest men in British boxing. I pull out in the corner against Fraser Clark. I'm a quitter, I'm this and that. You go from one of the hardest men in British boxing to a quitter overnight. But I used to look at Dubois and go, he's got a bit of quitting in him. He's a bit chinny out, you know what I mean? Like, he's not anymore, is he? Like, he's walked through Hergovich, walked through Miller, walked through Joshua.
Paulie Malignaggi shares similar concerns, warning that Dubois may struggle to cope with Parker's technical skills and defensive movement. Malignaggi believes that Parker's defensive abilities will present significant challenges for Dubois, particularly if the British fighter fails to adjust to Parker's strategy. He argues that if Dubois is unable to land a decisive punch early on, Parker's superior boxing IQ will allow him to take control of the fight and frustrate Dubois, ultimately leading to a victory for the New Zealander.
That's a good question. It's probably, you're looking at a multi-layered fighter when it comes to Parker. I think you're going to have to, Dubois is going to have to show us something that we may not have seen in him. We know he's got this reputation as an explosive, bulky type of fighter who can create highlight reel knockouts, but I think he's going to have to show some of the IQ, if there is any, there, and that's going to expose whether there is any or not. And if he's able to beat Parker because he's going to have to show this IQ in this fight, then we're going to be able to check off another one of the boxes in terms of how we rate Dubois and say, okay, he's even higher and even better level than we've given him credit so far. It's another one of those check marks that you can say, okay, he's got this too. You know what I'm saying? Right now, as far as a high IQ fighter he faced, it was Usyk.
However, Amir Khan firmly remains in Dubois' corner, believing that his knockout power and recent development as a fighter will be enough to secure victory. Khan points to Dubois' impressive performances in recent bouts as evidence of his growth, particularly his newfound confidence and aggressive style. According to Khan, Dubois' maturity and improved fighting approach will be too much for Parker to handle, despite the New Zealander's considerable talent and experience.
I like Dubois, man. Dubois a beast. Honestly, I said that from when he fought against Hergovich. I said that, yo, who is this kid, man? I go, this kid's good. And I remember watching that live, and I like the way he fought and how he puts his punches together and how strong he is, and the way he took those fighters apart. Obviously, he's coming off a great win against Anthony Joshua. He's gonna have more confidence. So yeah, I think I got Dubois going in that fight winning.
Chris Lovejoy predicts that Parker's superior boxing skills will ultimately be the determining factor in the fight. While acknowledging Dubois' knockout power, Lovejoy believes that Dubois lacks the technical finesse needed to handle someone as skilled as Parker. He expects Parker to avoid Dubois' heavy punches in the early rounds and gradually take control of the fight through his superior technical abilities. Lovejoy believes that as the fight progresses, Parker will outclass Dubois, showcasing his skill set and securing the win.
I got Parker. You know, Daniel Dubois, he just can't really get right. You know, he has no real skill. Pretty durable chin. Art is kind of questionable. But I don't think skill-wise he can mess with Parker. You know, I think Parker be too much for him. I think Parker beat too much from early in the fight.
In conclusion, predictions about the upcoming battle between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker are varied, with many boxing experts offering differing opinions on who will emerge victorious. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.